name is Holly Ward. I've been a homeschool mom for the past 9 years and have homeschooled both of my daughters who are currently 12th grade and 10th grade. We chose to homeschool many years ago, but some of the few that stick out to me were the fact that we decided we wanted to give our kids a Christian education. We couldn't really find a private school in the area that met our budget and could fit our family's needs at the time. And one of the things that we had noticed about our children was that they were taking on a very worldly attitude. They were absorbing the environment that they were around and absorbing the words and the language and the attitudes and the opinions of everybody that they had been surrounded by, which wasn't necessarily bad, but it definitely started to pull them away from their father and I. And so one scripture that stood out to me was to train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's in Proverbs 22:6, I believe. And that just kept ringing through my head that I wanted to train the child up that the way that they should go so they wouldn't depart from it. And us being their family and their tribe, I wanted my children to behave like us and think more like us so that they were going to take on a likeness to their family. And I think everybody has that kind of desire to some degree. So we made the choice to homeschool based on that. And I know some of you guys are facing a very difficult decision right now as to whether to homeschool or whether to do e-learning or whether to do traditional brick and mortar. I just want to say God bless you for giving it so much thought and weighing out this tough decision and doing what's best for your family, whatever that choice might be. If you are choosing to homeschool, or maybe you're going to attempt e-learning for the first time, I would say it's pretty natural to be terrified. That's how I felt anyhow. I was terrified. And I actually had a pastor who helped me a lot by speaking these words to me. He said, Holly, who loves your child more than you do in this world? Nobody, right? So if you are terrified because the weight of educating your child feels very big to you, just be reassured that nobody in this world is going to be more committed or desire their success in education and in life and in all things. Nobody's going to want that more than you will. So if you are able to bring your child back into your home and pour into them and love them and dedicate yourself to them, then your best is enough. A great education is nothing if the child is left feeling void. And I'm not saying that going to public school creates that. There's lots of families who are able to integrate public school and family life and everything. But e-learning and homeschooling does put them at home with you more time-wise than any other opportunity as far as education goes. So it's a great time to pour into your children and love on them and help encourage them. One of the questions I was asked is, how did I transition from being a mom to being a teacher? Well, moms, you already are teachers. You've been teaching your whole life. You've been teaching kids how to tie their shoes, how to brush their teeth, how to wash their hands. You bring them into the kitchen when they get into their elementary years and you start teaching them how to cook. It comes naturally, I think, to parents to instruct their kids, fathers as well. I mean, I've seen my husband teach the kids how to change the oil and all about cars and how to properly cut the grass. You are going to get in the mud with them. You're going to get the books open. You're going to listen to what they're learning. It's going to jog your memory of things that you learned when you were a kid. And you're just going to travel that path with them as they learn. You're going to relearn. And so don't be scared that I don't remember algebra. I can't teach algebra. You're going to take algebra again with them if you don't remember your algebra. And it works out. So yeah, changing roles, it doesn't change. We just continue the conversation. My advice for your routine is that routines are good, but be flexible. I mean, that's the epitome of parenting, right? We lay out a plan and then our kids change it on us. So just be flexible, give yourself grace, for the days that are hard, that you don't get anything done. There were times that we'd get a phone call and there was a need or an errand or something disrupted our day, and we would end up missing that entire day worth of homeschooling. And we would have to catch it up the next day, or maybe we did it on Saturday. That's okay. Sometimes we would do it right before dinner time because we just were tired. We needed a break. We needed a mental health day. So we would do it later in the evening and then wrap up our evening with school instead and leave those thoughts lingering in the mind. So flexibility, I think, is definitely a huge blessing about homeschooling or e-learning at home. And it wouldn't be a homeschool conversation if we didn't talk about socialization. This is the number one question homeschoolers are asked by people who are interested in what we do and how we do it. So often we're asked, aren't you afraid your kids are going to become antisocial? No, I'm not worried about my kids becoming antisocial. My kids are very social. If you've ever met them, they are quite the social butterflies. So a few things happened. One is that we participated in sports, and also we joined a homeschool co-op, which I highly recommend if you have the opportunity to check out groups that are meeting in your area. It is a huge blessing to be connected with other homeschooling families that you can shoot ideas off of, you can talk to when you're having a really rough day, and they will give you words of affirmation to encourage you not to give up. And that support group, that really became one of the backbones of me making it this far in homeschooling, almost to graduation. You don't have to do it that way, but I do think that a community is better. You could just reach out to another family or two families and plan some play dates or field trips with each other. I think you'll find that to be immensely helpful to you. God bless you for putting in so much time and effort to make your kids successful in this area.
Hi, my name is Crystal Bailey and I'm a member of Church Anywhere. I'm also a homeschooling mom of 4. Our kids range from ages 4 to almost 10. I'm a former teacher and my husband was homeschooled his whole life. We decided to homeschool for our family when we prayed about educating our kids, and we felt called and convicted to do so through homeschooling. We thought that it was a good way to disciple and educate them and also give us the flexibility to travel and to just do a lot of learning hands-on and through exploration and field trips. We are here to just kind of encourage you and to just kind of share with you, some of the tips and tricks that we have learned along the way. I know a lot of people are starting this for the first time due to COVID, and I just want to encourage you and let you know that you can do this. Whether you're doing e-learning and your kids are at home or you're homeschooling, you can do this. There are 3 things that I just want you to remember as you start this process. The first one is grace. If you've prayed about this and you feel as God is calling you to this and He's giving you peace about this decision, you're going to get through this. He's going to give you what you need to get through this. Number 2, community. Please get into a community. This is so much easier when you're not doing it alone. There are Facebook groups for homeschooling parents. There are co-ops in the community if you would like to meet up with other families for a couple of days of the week and to just, kind of learn together. Those are available to you. There are probably online co-ops as well. I know that there are a lot of co-ops that have moved things online as well when needed. Number 3, just be flexible. This is new, and just remember that if you choose something, you also have the power to choose something else. I remember when I started this journey, I would pick a curriculum and feel like I had to stick to it even though it wasn't working. And a mom told me, if it doesn't work, just try something else. She kind of gave me permission to do that, and ever since, I've always been very open and flexible, and it has always been good for our family. A lot of people ask me, how do you switch from being a teacher to a mom? And, there really isn't a lot of, change there. As a mom, I'm always rearing and teaching my kids and loving them and nurturing them. And as a teacher, I'm doing the exact same thing. A typical day for us would be, waking up, eating breakfast. Sometimes we'll start with a Bible lesson or a devotional. We can pray together, and the beauty of learning from home is that you're not rushed out the door. You can stay in your PJs if you want, and it's just very chill and very slow. That's another thing I love about homeschooling. It just allows you to just kind of slow down and dial back. We have a daily schedule and a weekly schedule, and each child has certain subjects that they need to cover, and I also do a lot of one-on-one with each child. And if you have small kids, you can wait till the toddler baby naps so that you can focus on the other kid. Or if you have more than 2 kids, you can have an educational video on or an educational app for one child while you work with the other. Utilize those online resources. There are so many out there. If there is a math problem that you cannot remember how to solve that problem, there are YouTube videos for that. There are science videos, there are social studies videos. I mean, we live in an age of information, and you can choose that for your kids. Just remember that you can do this. And whether you are e-learning, homeschooling, or going back to public school, I just pray for all the students and for all the families this year as they navigate everything, that you will be blessed, and that you will have a positive year, and that God will He's going to see us through this. Thanks.